if we're living in this multiverse, then there's absolutely a version of you that's already healed. But the doorways, the stepping stones, the opportunities, the new thoughts that are going to guide you to shifting to that version of you, you can't see them while you're healing. As long as you're putting out into the universe, I'm not good enough. Now I need to go back and fix this. I'm not good enough. Now I need to work on this. I'm not good enough. I'm going to take this class. I'm not good enough. That is preventing those opportunity, those doorways for you to slide to the version of you that's already healed. Now, my theory is as soon as you start telling the universe, dude, I'm fine. I'm already healed. I love myself just the way I am. What if only in that moment, the opportunities, the stepping stones, the new thoughts, the new meeting of different people that are going to provide that path for you to get to where you know you should be? It's like we're trapping ourselves. We're addicted to healing. And one day you just have to say, dude, I'm healed. I'm perfect.
Yeah, it's a hot day. I'm hanging in the sunshine. You should hit me with the splash gun so I cool down. Won't you come on over?
Hello.
Hello, Christine. How are you?
This feels very surreal.
Does it?
Yeah, because I found your YouTube in March, I think.
Uh-huh.
Uh, so I've watched all your videos, and you kind of get to know someone, don't you, or how they present. And now you're on my computer. Really,
And we're live.
it's so bizarre. Yeah. How
That's
are
cool.
you?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm doing good.
Yeah.
So, how did you originally find me?
You just came up in my feed.
Okay, good. That's the best
Literally.
time.
Yeah, just came up in my feed, and I was on a path to looking for some energy healing. And you just popped up in the YouTube feed, and I thought, oh, so I went and looked and freaked myself out with some of the videos with people like almost levitating and all of that. But I don't know, I watched all of them and I thought, no, I feel like this guy is genuine. I kept smiling. I didn't know, I wasn't aware of obviously the outside. It was just inside, and it was like a ball. Like my eyes would go, but you all around, like like those UFOs, where they go. They're like, wow. And then I bought the Eric Pearl book, his channeled book, and I'll be honest with you, I could not feel. Well, I say that and now my palms are tingling. But I didn't feel. I'm very inhibited. I
Hmm.
sabotage myself, and I've only ever had one energy healing session with a person, and that was remote. But
Hmm.
I'm quite comfortable with the idea of remote. But she said to me, she said, Christine, I can't feel anything. It's like sludge.
Hmm.
And I said, nothing at all. She said, no. She said, I can get it like slightly moving a bit, but she said, it's like a river of sludge. And looking back on that, where I was at the time, I,
Makes sense.
oh God, yes, I'd had breast cancer. I was in rheumatoid arthritis. I had lost my house. And that's been my technique through life is just hold it all in. Don't let anything out and don't let anything
Yeah.
in. And I think I'm just really powerful.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I think she was right. She
Yeah.
was right. It was sludge. But I have opened up quite a bit more since.
Good. I mean, I realize it's like a defense mechanism, but there's nothing good from holding everything in.
It was a protective thing. but
course.
it became so maladaptive in the end.
Yeah, 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 of course. You probably held to it way beyond the
Yeah,
necessity for that.
oh,
And so, yeah.
20, 30 years longer than I
Yeah,
needed.
that's too long.
Yeah, because I also found Michael Singer,
Hmm.
and he's all about accepting the reality. Yes, that happened to you. Not living in it, not telling the story of it,
Yeah.
letting it come up and literally just letting it go, just letting it go and letting it go. And you don't have to go back and analyze any of it because your body brings it up. Your body, you just, some
Yeah.
thought, little thought will remind you of some trauma and woof, it's all there. And I think that's why I truly believe that rheumatoid arthritis, which is what I have,
Hmm.
is very much an emotional trauma disease. I think it's all like trapped in the body. So even when I'm better than I have been in years now,
Hmm.
but my body is still degenerating because it's like it's all trapped in there.
It's
And it's my 60th birthday next week. And I figured this is the time when I just really feel strongly. I want to reconnect back to me, back to who I am, because I
yeah.
know who I am.
Yep.
And this disease is not who I am.
Yep.
I am so much bigger than it and I'm so much more powerful. But I'm also confused because I don't really know what's going on with me.
What do you mean by that?
Well, at Christmas, I suddenly became really ill. I'd spent a lot of time in the last few years not wanting to be here. Just really, I just thought, oh, I hate this game. I don't like it. I can't play it. I'm no good at it. And I just don't even want to be here. I felt like I was a burden to everyone around me because of, all my degeneration and everything. And I got a huge kidney infection, which the doctors wanted to put me in hospital, and I wouldn't go. And they gave me these lots of antibiotics, and I wouldn't take them. I took colloidal silver instead,
Hmm.
and literally it cleared up within days. And the doctor called me back in and said, I gave you the wrong antibiotics, but we've had a blood test and you're getting better. And I'm not sure why that's happening, but I want you to take these other antibiotics,
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's
then I got pneumonia and I used the colloidal silver for that. And then I got pneumonia again. And I literally aged about 10 years and I was ill for like 6 months. And I just feel inside myself that that was because I felt like I wanted to die. I think I feel like I could have gone
yeah.
throughout that, but I found a part of myself that wasn't ready. I'm not done yet.
Yep.
And so it aged me like 10 years. Half my teeth fell out, my hands both got all disabled and crooked and
Hmm.
but now I'm back and
Yes.
I feel so much better. But my
Great.
poor little body isn't catching up.
Well, you got to give it time. I mean, how
Yeah,
did you put out into the universe? I don't
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I know time is an illusion, but if you're leaning in, I don't want to be here for years, and then all
yeah,
of a sudden you go through this
yeah.
shift, and you're like, no, dude, I'm back.
Yeah, I'm not
You
done.
know, there's going to be a little delay in your body
Yeah,
catching up. You know,
yeah. But I believe that. I so completely believe that. But that in a way is that's how I trip my mind trips me up because it will keep saying, yeah, but you're not. But I am better. And I think that's the trouble is I know I'm better,
yep,
but it's like my mind kind of like it's very insidious and it will just remind me that I'm not where I want to be.
yeah,
And so it
yeah,
negates the progress I've already made,
yeah,
which actually is probably quite big. Well, my daughters tell me it is
yeah,
compared to what I
yeah.
was. So, but I decided, in the last few weeks, I feel like I'm on the right path now, and I'm just going to stick it. And if I die trying, then that's okay, as long as I'm on the path that I choose.
Yeah.
not the one that my conditioning and my environment tell me to be on.
Well, you seem in a good place, actually. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean.
yeah,
I feel okay. I feel like I've got something to live for now.
yeah.
So yeah.
So you cannot feel these frequencies.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I get my palms are warm at the moment and they're
Okay.
a bit slightly tingly,
Okay. I think
but
that's the definite. That's it.
that's it.
Yeah, I mean that's it. I mean that's the way it starts. That's the way it starts. You know, like
I tell you what I have had the last few months really strongly. Like on being on a spiritual path, I'll have a question like, how do I do something? Or, how do I particularly let go? Or whatever dilemma I've got. And I'll think about it and I'll just focus on it for maybe a few minutes and just feel what it's like to not know that. And I guarantee you, I'll go to bed and either it'll be there in my mind in the morning, the answer,
absolutely.
or I'll turn my computer on and there'll be a YouTube video on it.
Yep. Absolutely.
Every single time,
Yep.
I always get what I know is the right answer for me.
Yep. Absolutely.
And it
Abs.
can be about anything, any
Yep.
subject.
Yep.
So, and that always makes me feel like, yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Something's going on here. The universe is
yeah.
talking to me. Somebody's listening to what I'm saying, what the questions are I'm asking. Uh, Beautiful. Yeah. Well, cool. Do you have any questions before we start or
No, I don't think so.
okay. Are you gonna stay on that couch right there or
Yeah,
okay. Okay,
if
cool.
that's okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, that's fine. It's fine. Wait a second. Yeah, the universe said that's fine.
That was really, really weird. I
Yeah.
I felt like my eyes were actually going in opposite directions. I swear.
You seem to have a very pleasant experience.
I kept smiling. I didn't know. I wasn't aware of obviously the outside. It was just inside, and it was like a ball. Like my eyes would go, but you all around, like like those UFOs, where they go. They're like, wow,
I could actually see that.
could you?
Yeah, I could see your eyelashes. They were going like it looked like exactly what you were described. It was like, yeah.
And then my heart. I felt like my heart was opening up, and then my body just felt really like good, like I don't know, like everything was opening up inside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Whoa,
Awesome.
that was great. Thank you.
Oh,
I
you're
kept
welcome.
thanking you inside my mind as well. I was saying, thank you, Case, thank you. Thank you.
Now you seem to you can tell when someone is deep in it, and you were deep in it. Yeah, you
Well, you
you were.
can't control it.
No, 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 no.
I
It's
I kept
involuntary.
thinking I'll try and stop or something, but like my eyes would just wouldn't. They were going everywhere, and then my head would go up, and I'd be like, "Wow, this is amazing." What I think it felt so good to not be in control. I think that's
That is the most appropriate metaphor for life and what's happening.
yeah,
We are we're surrendering control to the higher aspect of us, and it feels good. It feels like you're
yeah,
dropping a weight. You're just like, oh, thank
yeah,
God. It's
yeah.
almost like you've been in charge of something that
Everything.
everything, and you're not capable of that. Nobody's
No,
capable of that, and it just wears you down. And then finally, you're like, oh shit, you mean I didn't even have to do this? I could have just I I could have just given this responsibility to somebody else, to my higher self.
Have you heard that story? It's basically, I do it in a few sentences, but it's a really long story about this guy traveling through life, and he's always running from the shadow that's coming to get him. And he travels the world and he's just running his whole life. And then he gets old. And then he sits there and he suddenly says, could it be, God? Could it be that what I thought I was running from death, but could it have been the shadow of your hand coming to help me?
Oh, wow. That's really good. I got tingles all over. Yeah, that's good. That's
That,
really good.
and that's kind of how it feels like, oh my God, just to not be in control. That felt really,
Yeah,
yeah, I,
beautiful.
I like that.
Okay, hold up your hands. Let's see if you can feel these frequencies a little bit. Go ahead, palms facing palms.
Yeah.
And I want you to put your attention on the inside on your palms. And I want you to see if you can feel connection between your hands. So,
It's making my body go.
is it?
Yeah. It's like my thighs keep clenching up now.
Oh, wow. Wow. So you can feel it though, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like there's a kind of vortex holding them together, but it's making my body go.
Wow. Wow.
That's
See,
bizarre.
so this feeling, this is not me. This is you attuning to this field, these frequencies. They're always here.
I know, but
They never leave. They never
that's what
leave.
I mean by experientially. I always tell myself when I feel bad, I am in a sea of wellness. I'm
Yes,
just not tuning into it.
absolutely. And
I
that's
feel like a spastic.
no that yeah, that that's funny. That's funny. That's my whole job is to attune people to what's already in them, like what's already flowing through them.
Yeah,
And so those movements are
it's just how it just how,
involuntary. Yeah, 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 yeah.
how
Yeah.
it feels.
So obviously you didn't experience anything like this in the group sessions.
No,
Okay,
no.
this is maybe I should post this. The worst advertisement for a group session to be like, so did you experience anything? Absolutely not. The group sessions were
No,
watered
nothing.
down. That was watered down Coke, dude. That's like this is the real deal. That's funny. You know,
I felt like I was the size of the room. I
yeah.
didn't feel like I was this little body on here. I felt like I was as big as this room once I let go.
Yeah.
You can't not let go when your eyes are going, or
Yeah, yeah,
you can't.
totally. You try to control it, and you're like, okay, well, I guess I can't control this. So, how are you?
Oh, it's been so weird.
What do you mean?
Well, I was really tired yesterday, but I could feel like the energy just all still there.
Mhm.
And so I kind of slept on and off. But I was watching some drone footage on YouTube, and it was like I became the drone. It was so bizarre. Spatially, I became the drone, and I was flying.
Wow.
It wasn't a drone. And then I thought I need to calm myself down a bit, so I'll try and do a bit of meditation. And my eyes started doing. I don't know how long it went on for, but so by 3 o'clock this morning, I hadn't slept and I didn't feel tired then.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, I had a few hours sleep and I thought, well, this is a bit weird. I was almost scared to try it again in case it didn't happen, but it did.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and I keep getting this like through the night. I did go to bed and I turned the light off and I sat there and I knew my eyes were closed, but it was like I could see. And so I opened my eyes to make sure that they were closed and I closed them again, but I could still see everything in the room. It's
Wow.
just weird. It's so weird.
Weird good or weird bad?
Well, it's got to be good, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Anything like that, I guess, is something completely different for me. So something's activated in me
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I
because that,
I would soak it up. Like I said,
yeah,
I've said in many of my videos that, you know,
yeah,
you eventually just become used to
yeah.
the higher frequency, and then your eyes start doing it less and less. And you know
Okay.
what I mean? So it's like, so I always say, man, soak it up. Soak up.
It's like, so is it like my body tuning into that frequency?
Yeah.
Because the
It's
frequency is always there, isn't
always
it?
there. 100%. Always there. So it's you becoming conscious that you can tap into it anytime, and that you are
Yeah,
it, that
yeah.
you are it. Yeah.
I did kind of the first time it happened, I did giggle out loud because I thought, oh, this is amazing. If I can actually just tune in like that, I thought that's really cool. And I don't know, it just, but then I couldn't sleep because I wasn't tired at all. And that I didn't know whether it was to do with the energy. There was a yogi called um Yogananda who said that when he was in tune with the energies, with divine energy, that if his eyes were open, he could stay awake for days when he was tuned in. And if his eyes were closed, he could sleep for days just being tuned in. He had control over what he did. I mean, even like yesterday, I've got this awareness now that I didn't have before. And music just touched my heart yesterday so deeply. And things that I would never have liked, but I could see such beauty and skill in these youngsters who I would have poo-pooed before
Yeah.
Friday,
Yeah.
but they made my heart sing just
Beautiful.
listening to them. Gosh, that's pretty cool as
That
well.
is everything. Like
Yeah,
when you are suddenly able to not only appreciate, but to literally feel the joy
yeah,
of someone else. So you're not just relying on your own joy. You
no,
you feel that connectedness to them, and you so appreciate their skill and what they're doing, and
yeah.
that just changes your whole life because
Well, I think so. Yeah,
yeah.
I think you're right because I would never have. It's not that I'm anti youngsters. I just think quite often they're idiots. But somehow yesterday, the idiots became beautiful. And I could see so much, I mean, skills with things that I could never do. And, but also feeling like I was them in a way, like humanity. I was just humanity at that point. I wasn't me and I wasn't really them. I was just humanity. I was everything. And just to know how can you think this? I know there were horrible, traumatic things going on in this world, but when you see the beauty like that, it just, I don't know, just changes everything for me.
It does.
Complete.
It does.
Yeah.
And that will continue.
Oh,
That
good.
that will continue. That's not like a pill that's going to rub off.
No, no. Well, then it's all great. I did have, I had many years where I couldn't face the atrocities. I couldn't touch on them in my heart or my mind because they just scared me. What people were willing to do and the lengths to which they, and the person who started to iron that out for me was Bentinho
Yep.
Massaro.
Hmm.
He completely started to iron that out, because if you look at it from his spiritual point of view, it's not good and bad. It's just positive and negative, and they're both just as accepted to the creator and to the world
Totally.
and the planet.
Totally.
And that completely started to take all my, perspectives of this is a bad place to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Just
helped
is.
me.
Just just
It
is.
just is, yeah. And if you can accept what is, can you, I can understand how some people get to doing what they do, which I think of as a negative. But if they can ascend negatively, then who am I to say, no, you
Yeah.
have no right? I don't have the right to change their life or tell them they're wrong, because they're part of the creation.
Yeah. That's their
So
path. They're
who am I to say, no,
yeah.
you're not worthy? Because, but they come from where I come from. So yeah, yeah, Bentinho helped me a lot with all of that.
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's been such a journey, Case.
I
Such
bet.
a
I bet. This is Earth,
start.
man. This is guaranteed
Yeah,
journey.
just don't, just don't call. What is that? Or do you put a couple of videos out on it, ringing up for the customer service or something?
Oh, the Galactic Federation. The get an update on what's going on. Did you like those?
Oh, at first I thought, what the hell's going on? I don't understand. But then I just started thinking, yeah, it's kind of actually it's kind of like that, isn't it? You trying to make sense and not getting any more sense back.
Yeah,
No, I like that.
that's a good way to look at it. Yeah.
Yeah. But then, I personally think, like, I don't believe that I believe that I get help and I get support on my journey, and that can come through people or information or gurus, anywhere. It can even come from just nature.
Totally.
But I don't believe that, you know, those people are just solely to do with my evolution. They're just little tiny bits of my journey. And I couldn't be part of their journey. Well, probably am if they're helping me in some
Yeah,
way.
totally, totally.
And that's where you start to see a whole network of connection, when you think that every single moment, this moment that we're having now, Michael Singer would say it took 13.8 billion years to get just to this point.
Yep,
This is the culmination of all of it.
yep.
And that's really like, wow,
Yeah, it is. Wow.
when you start thinking of it. Yeah. But I think one thing that this energy has definitely done for me is lighten me up a bit, because I'm always so serious, and everything that goes I see that goes wrong feels really bad.
Hmm.
But like yesterday, well, just normal things. Something smashes or turn the tap on and it all comes up into my face. All these silly little things that happen. And God, I laughed so much. It's like I'm here, but I'm not in it anymore.
You're
It's
watching yourself in it. You're watching. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It is.
yeah,
It's
that's
funny from that perspective.
yeah,
It,
yeah. And I can actually watch my mind freaking out about, like my eyes going at like, what the hell is going on? My mind's really freaking out. And I'm just sitting there smiling, thinking, yeah, I like this. I do. I really like this. So yeah, I'm getting this really weird kind of, like with that drone thing. It's a weird kind of spatial. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm not so connected to my body. I'm more connected to awareness now rather than being physical. Spatially, it's like stuff has opened up and I went outside to the garden, and it was like I was floating, man. It was like I wasn't grounded. It was like I was more energy than physical body. And I like that feeling too.
Yeah, it's a good feeling. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like being
Good.
stoned and not having had a joint.
Yeah.
It's just, it's
Yeah.
really, that's how it feels.
Yep.
I like it.
Yeah. Sometimes when I partake in smoking marijuana now, I forget that I'm already high.
Yeah.
So it takes like nothing for
Yeah.
me to have too much.
Yeah.
So I have to be really conscious. Like I'm almost like a half hit, like,
Yeah.
okay, no, I'm good. Because I'm
Yeah.
already high. Like, and then I have seen where Ram Dass, that time he was over with one of those yogis or some guru, probably in India, and he gave him liquid LSD
Oh God.
and like a ridiculous dose.
Oh, is that the one where he didn't react at all?
He didn't react at all.
He could because he could
Yeah,
control.
yeah. He gave him like 10 hits of
That's
like liquid acid, and he was just like, and so yeah, yeah. And even uh, Sadhguru talks about that. He talks about how when you go into that state, your body is naturally producing the same thing that your body produces when you take drugs.
yeah,
And he's like, so I'm actually always high. And
yeah,
it's like, wow. Yeah,
yeah. Is
that's
it DMT? Joe Dispenza talks about that, the brain chemicals. Your brain, your pituitary gland can give you any concoction that we can take
totally.
synthetically or
We are the ultimate pharmacy. Yeah.
yeah,
Yes. I
yeah,
think
and
it's
that's
cannabinoids that I think I'm
yeah,
probably pronouncing that wrong, that Sadhguru was talking about. But yeah, DMT, we naturally produce DMT.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing, dude. It's absolutely no, it's not amazing. It's of
No,
course. It's of course. Like, it's of
yeah,
course.
yeah, yeah. But that's then how you know that your body can just heal itself. If you can get out of the way, then all you need is to be in tune with the energy, and your body has got the power to do it all.
All of it. And I think your body is just waiting for you to give it
Yeah,
instructions. But the problem is when we give it instructions, we don't have the right feeling. The instructions are fake. It's like we don't truly believe it.
no, there's
It's
some
like,
form of
okay, I
lack.
want to get rid of my rheumatoid arthritis.
Yeah,
We can say that, but
yeah,
unless we know that your
yeah,
body has the ability. And
yeah,
unless we're grateful that it's already happened, your body's like, dude, you're not giving me the right message.
yeah,
Like the message is, don't worry how I'm going to do it. Don't worry how I'm going to fix this rheumatoid
yeah,
arthritis.
yeah.
I'll take care of that. You're not smart enough to know that.
No,
But do it with a knowing. And, and
yeah,
and for me, it's always been the fact that, like, for some reason, I have this default. And that default is, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
yeah,
But the flip of that is, if you can do it, I can do it.
yeah,
And so when you see people that have healed themselves from everything, Joe Dispenza, paralyzed,
yeah,
fixes his back.
yeah.
Who's that one lady, Dying to Be Me?
Anita Morjani.
Yeah, where she had all like the cancer and she had like
Yeah,
basically like a half day to live, and then
yeah,
all of her cancer's gone. It's
yeah,
like, if that can happen to them, it can
yeah.
happen to anybody.
I know.
So, there are people, there are there's probably tens of thousands, if not more,
Yeah.
people with rheumatoid arthritis
Yeah.
that went away.
Yes.
That's real. That's totally real. So I just think that those types of understandings help us to know that anything's possible.
Well, I tell you, 2 years ago now, I had something happen in my life that made me open my heart up to the extent where all my rheumatoid disappeared. It
Beautiful.
completely, everything went, nothing bothered me. I just had love for everyone. And I don't know how, but I managed to recreate it by taking back the personality, I guess, because I wasn't Christine Hamilton at
Yeah.
that point. I was just an entity, just loving life and loving everything. And it lasted for about 6 months. And my hands, all the disfigurement went, everything.
What
So
was it? What did you do?
I think what I did was I believed in an aspect of life that allowed me to access the feeling of being completely whole. And the disease does not exist on that level of
No,
energy and
it's not you.
consciousness. It just doesn't exist. And that's why it just all disappeared. And then I've been through like a dark night of the soul since. And but I remember how it felt. If
No,
I did it once, then I must be able to do it again. I'm just
absolutely.
getting in my own way. That's all.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's a good thing that my mind can use that as a weapon against me. Definitely. Well, you did it once, why can't you do it now? You know.
Yeah.
But I will. I'm never going to give up.
That
Ever.
negative ego is just like,
It's just
I
conditioned.
just want to go, shh.
Yeah. I actually tell it to fuck off.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
say, oh, fuck off. I'm not listening to that shit.
Yeah.
No, because physically it did. I mean, I almost came off the medication because I found that I just didn't need it. And I
Yeah.
kept forgetting to take it and I wasn't injecting myself or anything. But when I'm in a really, really bad state of rheumatoid, I take all the pills and I inject myself in that, and it does not really do anything. So I just believe that this is part of my spiritual path. This is about me learning about who I really am
And
and
so
not,
as soon as you learn that lesson, then what
yeah,
reason would it have
I
to stick
think it
around?
will. Yeah. Yeah. And I talk to my soul all the time because when something happens and I deteriorate even more, I go, "Oh, really? Really?
Yeah.
Why now? Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
I'm doing well."
Yeah.
But Bentinho says that it can be part of your blueprint of what you chose to experience, to learn what you need to learn. And like you just said, once you've learned the lesson, it goes. But sometimes it can come back for you to get more juice out of it, to learn a different level of
Yeah.
it. But I don't feel persecuted anymore by it.
Good, good, good. Yeah, the blueprint.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if as we move into this fourth density and as we wake up, um, there has to be a point where we can say, fuck the blueprint. But
Well,
yeah,
it's the blueprint that got you to here now. Now is whatever you make of it.
I know, but it's almost like, as we enter this life, you know, we make certain contracts with certain
Okay. Yeah.
beings
Yeah.
that we're going to experience something
Yeah.
with them or them for us.
Yeah.
And to maybe, maybe it's to work out some
Yeah.
type of, self-induced karma that we've created. Um, but for some reason, I just like my instinct tells me that if you're in, if you have the mindset of a limiting blueprint,
Yeah,
But we can say, I'm done. I'm done with the
yeah,
blueprint. I learned my
but
shit.
you can be. That's what Bentino says. Your blueprint is just a starting point.
Yes, yes, okay. Okay. I was
So
just making sure you weren't saying like
no,
we're
it's not.
locked
I don't
into a
believe in
blueprint.
fate. I don't believe. And people, I do believe there are people like Liz Blackwell. She took 30 years, but she finished her blueprint. And you can just start a whole new life. And that's what she's done. And
Yeah.
she's healed herself. It was all about health with her lessons, and she was horrific. But like Joe Dispenza, she just bit by bit, she said, you've got to say yes to everything. Everything. You've got to not make things bad and good. You've
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
to
Yeah. Yeah.
have what you think of as a bad experience. It's just an experience.
Just an
And it's
experience.
all just sensations. There's nothing serious going on, but the more you resist it and the more power you give to it, the harder it comes back at you.
And I like what Bashar says, and it's like it's it's not about getting rid of
Mm,
evil
mm,
or negative energy. It's about getting to the point where you're not viscerally like
yeah,
connected to being against it, and you're like, no, thank you, I'm good.
yeah.
It's not like, oh, stay away. It's just like, I'm good, man.
I agree. I totally 110% agree with that. It's your reaction is what decides, because the more you resist something, the more power you give it anyway.
Totally,
You
totally.
know, like all this, like we keep having all these, oh, beat cancer, and and I'm like, no, don't, you can't do a war on
Yeah, you
cancer.
can't. That's
You're just going to get more cancer
yeah,
everywhere.
it's
And the
terrible.
way I dealt with my cancer was I just thought it crushed me. And then I thought, well, so what? That many people have had cancer, and I'm just going to take care of myself the best I can. And I refused I didn't have all the radiation. I didn't need chemotherapy. I'd found the lump myself. So that kind of empowered me. Every time they said, well, we found this lump in it, and I said, no, you didn't. That was
Yeah.
me. I found
Yeah.
it. And so I had a lumpectomy, and then I had radiation, and that was really bad. It blistered me, and I thought, oh, so I didn't go. I had to sign agreements to not go for the last two sessions because I thought, no, it was only 8 mil. You zap that, that's fine. And off I went. And I've never looked back, and I don't have cancer now.
Awesome.
I, you know,
Yeah.
I do think it's the way you respond to it. The more you resist it, the more powerful it is in your life.
Yeah.
And I'm very good at resisting life. So, but it's so weird, isn't it? Because I'm so powerful at resistance. And all I've got to do is just not do that. Just don't resist.
Yeah.
And that's what my journey is now. It's just no resistance. Let
Yeah.
everything be as it is. It's
Yeah.
all okay. That's what I loved about your little video about it's all okay. It's okay. It's
It's all
all going
good,
to be
dude.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You're
It'll,
gonna be okay. This will
yeah,
pass.
it'll all be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good reminder. Oh God, I've got journals full of little reminders of all the things I want to remember, but I've realized I don't need that.
No.
All I, because it comes when I need it.
Totally. Totally. That's yeah. Yeah. That's
It's a mind of lack that needs to write it down so that I remember
yes.
it and I never forget it. But I
Totally.
don't need to remember it. I don't need to
You will know what you need to know when you need to
when
know it.
you need to know it. Yeah.
Not a
Yeah.
second earlier. Yeah.
I think that's brilliant though, because that then shows you how life is taking care of you. It's there for you.
Yep.
It's not there to do anything to you. It's there for you all the way along.
Yep.
Everything you need is always there. And every challenge or problem that's created, there's a solution created at the same time. You just have to not resist it and it'll all work itself out. So that's how I feel.
I wish the world felt that way.
It will do one day. That's what I'm learning now is that there are so many different paths to the awakening, if you like. I mean, people who not just poo-pooed me 4 years ago, but actually got aggressive with me. Now they're all like, "Oh my God, you were right." You know, they're all waking up and they've taken completely different paths to me. So
Good.
it that makes me trust the universe and trust the
Yeah.
creator much more because I know that when it comes down to it, every single person on this planet will have had the opportunity and been shown a way to get where we all are going to be going.
It's interesting. I was thinking of Christians when they would say, "Have you accepted Christ?"
Yeah,
And you're like, "Well, yeah, but what about the dude in the Amazon jungle um
yeah,
that is never going to hear about Christ? Like, what about homie?" And
yeah,
and they're like, "Oh no, everybody gets up." But it kind of ties in with what he just said, that the life, the
yeah,
universe
yeah,
will always give you the opportunity
yeah,
to awaken.
yeah. And there's nothing I don't think actually you can stop it. I don't think anybody can stop it in their life.
Yeah.
Life conspires almost to give you opportunity after opportunity. I mean, I read when I moved in here 5 years ago, I the place got in a bit of a mess because I was definitely just living my neuroses out. And I went completely unconscious at one point. And so I found Michael Singer this year, and that's helped me so much to wake up more. And I went into my spare room where I'd got all this stuff, and I found his book, and I'd actually written in it 2018 and never read it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny.
Like, what the hell? So
That's funny.
that proves that I'm right in thinking that it
Yeah.
will just keep coming back until
Oh,
you wake up enough to see it. But
but
thank God the universe just keeps bringing it back
yeah, yeah,
to
yeah, totally. And for me to spend any time thinking, what
yeah,
if? That's the
yeah,
biggest waste of
yeah,
time. Like that's I can't think of anything stupider
no,
to do with my present moment than
yeah,
to think, what if?
yeah, yeah,
That's that what if shit is an absolute you're throwing your life away
yeah,
when you go, what if I did this? What it's
yeah.
like, no, you didn't. You
Well, you can do the what if, but do it right in the moment now and say, well, what if I do say yes to that, to what something that's coming along? You know, people talk shit at you all the time and say, oh, well, that happened. So that means that. And maybe,
maybe,
maybe
maybe
not.
not. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe not, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. And,
That's
and
one of my
so
favorite words ever.
I love
Actually,
maybe.
maybe is like, besides, I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe is probably the most empowering
Yeah.
one word. Um, yeah, maybe is like freedom. It's so free. Maybe, I don't know. See.
Yeah. That's what I talk when my mind talks shit to me and says, oh, well, that went wrong and this and that, and you shouldn't have said that to so and so. And I go, "Oh, maybe,
Maybe.
but maybe something really good will come out of
Yeah,
it."
yeah, totally.
So
Totally.
you're right. Maybe it's a really powerful word, I think. Definitely. Because you don't know, and your mind makes up a story as to what's going to happen because of whatever circumstances you're in. And I guarantee you, 95% of the time, it's wrong.
Yeah, totally.
It's completely and utterly wrong. So
Oh,
then you have to sit back on, well, I don't know. I don't
yeah.
know.
I don't know.
And
May-
it's okay that I don't know. Surprise me.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's you sound like you're in a really good place. You have a really good you've done some really good research.
Yeah.
Now
I've
it's
got my paths now. I
yeah,
do.
yeah,
And when I was listening to Yogananda the other day, and Yogananda said, never ever let anyone define your path for you. Once you're on your path, you know you're on your path. Everybody, when they've found it, they know. And better to die trying on that path that is the path for you, because eventually you're going to succeed. Even
yeah,
if you don't do it in this life, you're going to, forget time.
yeah,
Time doesn't matter. And if you found your path, you grow exponentially. And that's what's happened. I mean, I could have come to you in March, but I was in a like wait and see, you know. Try a couple of group sessions, have nothing happen, do some dailies, have a little bit of happening, read the Eric Pearl books, and know that I can do it, but for some reason I'm sabotaging myself. But this time has been the perfect time.
yep, yep, yep,
So yeah, it's all good.
yeah, yeah. It's perfect.
Yeah. I'm really glad. And this is, in the last year or two, it's just accelerating. Me, I learned that little bit and that little bit, and then bigger picture. And, I'm gonna play with the energies. Now I know I've got access to it, and it's not just my eyes, I can feel it running through my whole body.
Yeah. Can you feel it right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And mostly I can feel it just around my torso. It's just like a bit like a whirlpool. It's just there.
Yeah.
Well, I think, and also because you give it experientially. So now that I've
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
got it experientially, I've experienced it now. I've experienced being able to tune in myself because I obviously know where it is now and how I can connect to it. So what you've given me is you've given me that experience so that I know, and now I can move forward with it because I can believe in it. Because you can't not.
No, you can know it.
Yes,
You can
that's
know
true.
it. Yeah. There's a
Yeah,
difference. There's a difference
yeah,
between believing and knowing.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
since we're running super late,
Okay,
let me go take care of something right now. It's going to take me like 2, 3 minutes from my child, and then
sure.
we'll get to the session.
Yeah, cool.
If you go ahead and lay down, it'll
Okay,
probably start without me. So
okay.
I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay.
It's okay. It's already started. So,
I knew it would. I can see your eyes just going ballistic right now. Isn't that crazy? It's just crazy. I like it's times like this. I'm like, well, what is my job? Like, I don't understand. Like, I'm not even doing anything. Like,
no,
oh, it's awesome.
that feels really different. It feels it's like all the twitching calmed down. Just it just feels strong now. Like there's a river rather than a fountain going. It feels it feels really calm now. That's
Perfect.
kind of nice as well.
That's the way it should feel. Yeah. Yeah. It's the fountain's fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the fountain's awesome. But yeah. And like I said, like that's exactly what I said, right? Like
It was, yeah.
you'll get used to it and you'll calm down, you'll ease into it and
It feels like it found a balance today. That
perfect.
it was very erratic and I felt very out of control. Whereas now I just feel like It's just like part of me now, it feels. I can feel it there,
Yeah.
but it feels like it's mine now, not being done to me.
Yeah. So it's I don't want to interrupt you, but
Yeah,
like that's the feeling I got is like, you go through this awakening. Oh my God, this is real. Oh, we are these magnificent beings. We are playing this game. But then
yeah,
after you go through all that,
yeah,
now it's time to live.
yeah,
Now it's time to enjoy this 3D experience, like
yeah.
to live instead of like
Mm,
you know what I mean?
mm. Yeah, I don't know. For a little portion towards the end, I felt I could just, I just felt very powerful. Like, but it made me kind of laugh because it made me feel like I've been kidding myself.
That you weren't powerful. Yeah,
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 yeah. How do you, but Joe Dispenza always says if you were going to hide God, where would the best place to hide God be? Where you wouldn't look inside yourself.
yeah.
That cool.
The hide and seek
Uh,
game is over.
yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you
Welcome.
so much.
Yeah, well,
Really, really, I really enjoyed that.
good, good.
Surfing on a wave of good feelings. Well, it's just another Friday in paradise. So bring your A game, cause you know this party won't stop. We could never run out of time.